Hi, this is Brendan Davis from Bedrock Games and the Bedrock blog, and I'm doing I guess like a post-session breakdown. We just did a playtest session of the Treasures of the Starlit Inkstone that we've been working on, and so I'm here with two of my players, Pete and Sabrina, and we're just going to talk about what happened, like just the details of the session. So I don't know who wants to start, but just walk us through the events of the evening.
Sure. Well, I guess I'll start. It started off really well for the party. We were on our way to Turtle Island, which we had heard from the King of Hell. There was no way we should be going there, that we would ever survive. We weren't ready for it at all. So we kind of thought that, well, maybe we shouldn't really trust the King of Hell's advice. So we did the opposite, and we went straight to the island, which turned out great at the very beginning. We saw a giant bird man creature on the beach who seemed kind of friendly from a distance, and Sabrina's character waved it over, and it turned out it was very friendly and just wanted to play a game with us. So things were going great. We played tag, and it got a little tense.
Cheated.
What was
Yeah,
that?
it got a little tense. It did get tense when to tag the flying bird, I used my leaping strike to jump up, and the bird was very offended. It thought that I cheated at that point, but we were able to talk it into letting us win the game and escorting us to Scholar Wong's house. So it started off great. And Scholar Wong, I guess I'll keep going. Scholar Wong he turned out not to be that bad of a guy. He welcomed us into his house, and we saw how he was writing using the inkstone that he stole from the Emperor, how he was using the inkstone, and he was just kept writing and writing, and we could see the ink spilling all over the place and going into the earth and the lake and everything. But he seemed like a very reasonable person. He told us how the Emperor was trying to fight him. The Emperor had sent his wife there to get back the Inkstone, but Scholar Wong had imprisoned her in a tomb somewhere. And
I should just clarify for people that are following this that Scholar Wong is like a member of the celestial bureaucracy, and he's sort of rebelling against the Jade Emperor, and the Jade Emperor is the one who's sending his wife and all this after him. So the guy's a scholar, but he's like clearly much more than a normal mortal.
He's the best. I respect his decision.
Yeah, Sabrina got along very well with Scholar Wong. That was they had an instant chemistry.
Yeah, which was good because I thought for sure we were just going to die at any moment on this island, based on what the King of Hell had said. So, playing tag with a bird beast man thing and then meeting a godly like creature, things were going great.
Very relaxing.
So we talked with Scholar Wong. He actually gave us some parting gifts as we left, so we felt like we had accomplished quite a bit of our mission, which was to find out the source of these anomalies that we had found, and we felt like seeing it with our eyes from the pen of Scholar Wong was pretty clear evidence of where it was coming from. So we decided then to head back to the beach and try to sail back to our home village, but things definitely went sideways quickly there.
Got shot down by that snake's pins? It's needles?
Yeah, you guys were getting just to your boat, and you encountered a giant snake with a human face and porcupine quills on its head and a single eye, and it just barely noticed you because you guys failed that roll. Well, it didn't fail. You rolled low. You rolled low, and it was able to see you, and it
I got instantly taken out.
Yeah, Sabrina got killed, and then add insult to injury, she was eaten by the snake. But you guys managed to get the body back. You guys
would not recommend.
Yeah, I really felt bad seeing my companion Sabrina's character get killed so quickly. Like I literally gave up, dropped my sword, told the snake I wasn't going to fight anymore, and fortunately it let me live. But I was completely shamed by this woman that we had saved from the sea, who turns out to be some kind of snail woman.
Li Ling.
Li Ling, and
she had my back.
yeah, she did. I definitely did not, after seeing my companion get quilled and eaten in a matter of seconds. But the snail woman convinced me that we should go track down the snake and retrieve the body. And what can I say? You got to do what the snail lady says.
Yeah, she just stormed off without you. She's like, I'm going.
So I followed her, and fortunately for us, she definitely had some kind of mucus acid spit, I'm guessing, that really worked well on the snake, and I was able to jump into action with my sword and stab it in the belly a few times, trying to carve out the body of my companion, and we were successful. It was really gross, but we sort of were victorious. It was definitely a hard-fought victory. So we took the body back, and I recovered some other scholarly artifacts, and to prove to the district head that we had fought some anomalies, which we actually hadn't had much evidence of, we took the head and the skin of the snake back. And while all that was happening, I had no idea, but I guess there were some other strange events happening with Sabrina's soul or character. I'm not sure what was going on there.
It got born out of an ancient woman on some island. I forget the name.
Island. It was Wudao Island you were born on.
Now I age at, a year a day?
Yeah. Basically, she came out as a baby from this old woman, and every day she's aging a year, and so she's now 2 or 3 years old. Like, she's effectively 2 or 3 years old. And she has all her memories of the events that happen. But Pete's character has no idea about this, so he's been burying her body and tending to her in G Village, where they're from, and then what happened with you? You were actually rescued off the island when we ended, right?
I think it was Gory Greb. Was his name? I never got his name, but
that was the kind of creature he was. He never actually gave you his name.
That's what. Yeah.
But he was a bird with a human face, and he came to rescue you, and he flew you off the island to see physician Jixian.
Yes.
And
good old jailbreak.
And so now, you're looking for a possible way back, to life. It seems like, and And Pete has now been tasked.
Oh, he's moved on.
Yeah. Well, you got promoted, right, Pete? You got promoted
Yeah, I wish I could celebrate more, but it was really tough. I got paid a lot of money, and it got promoted to being head chief anomaly inspector. I can recruit all kinds of other people. So my plan right now is to head to U Village, which, when we were talking with Scholar Wong, we had heard that he had maybe imprisoned the Emperor's wife in a tomb that's nearby there. I have the book that's about that tomb, although Scholar Wong, kind of in a sneaky way, ripped out one of the pages that basically had the exact instructions for how to get into the tomb.
And I figured he did.
But I figure we can probably figure out a way in, because we're like that. But I'll try to find somebody who can read that book, and we were encouraged to find a scholar who can help with more knowledge about how to overcome things, because I'm just a wandering sword who's turns out okay at fighting things, although my first instinct when I see my companions get killed is to drop my sword. But I'm working on that.
And then again, I should have mentioned at the start of this is the Strange Tales system that we're working on. So it's something that we haven't released yet. We're just kind of fiddling with the system still. But what every character in this has a path. It's sort of like classes. And Pete, what's your path? What's your character path?
Yeah, so my path is I'm a wandering sword, so I'm knowledgeable in a lot of different kinds of kung fu techniques. So that was how I was able to leap up and tag the bird creature and jump into action against the snake. But basically a fighter who has a sword.
And Sabrina, what's your path?
Demon Hunter.
Demon Hunter.
So instead of the kung fu techniques, I have I start off with, was it magical techniques?
Yeah, you get a magic ability, and you do get some kung fu. You get like a little bit.
Yeah, at some point. I think at next level. But I definitely start out with that magical technique, so I have I can hit those ghosts and stuff.
Yeah, so the short of it is that she's better at actually hitting some of these creatures, whereas Pete is really good at doing kung fu and stuff, but it's not always 100% effective against monsters. Sometimes it is. It depends on the creature, and obviously depends on what kind of weapon you're wielding. But yeah, so I know that was the breakdown of the session, and we just wanted to, rather than record the whole session and post it, we figured we'd give like a quick breakdown, which is going to make it easier for me before next game, rather than listening to 2 hours. I can just listen to 10 minutes of the breakdown. So I kind of like it doing it that way. Anyways, we'll be off, and we'll talk to you later.